everyone to our episode 34 of the podcast Drops of Wisdom. In today's episode, we are going to speak about elevating your skills to a new level. And we are going to evaluate and discuss about the book from Robert Glaser, and we are going to begin to reflect and to start uh, giving some tips and teaching skills about how can we grow our mindset. We know that if we have a student mindset, we have much more better opportunities to learn, to expand our knowledge, and our brain is avid of this kind of information. And the more we engage into learning, the more we challenge our skills, the more we are going to be able to reflect and to start doing the things that we know. So, our brain and neural pathways are avid of new ways to do the things, and we have to learn new concepts and skills. The more we activate our learning skills, the easier it is and it will be to adapt to the new scenarios, to the new things that we are seeing, that the world is going to be challenging us more quickly and faster than we can react many times. So it is not about reacting, it is more about thinking, about reasoning, and that's why I did an episode on how to reason instead of reacting and how our brain works in those terms. Finding joy in the challenges and overcome any kind of obstacle that might be present in your way. So, building capacity is about continually learning and honing new skills that allow you to elevate yourself and grow. What it doesn't mean is simply doing more things. So being busy is not what we want to do. Being busy is not the main point that we want to achieve. So we have to do more the right things. We have to do more what we know it is going to work. And to do that, there are four principal areas when it comes to building capacity. The first is spiritual capacity. This is about focusing on getting to know yourself and clarifying your values and desires. Next is your intellectual ability. So this includes how you think, plan, and execute with maximum efficiency and discipline. It's about being ready. It's about being eager for an audit. If you could have an audit of your life, if you could be in resemblance to a company, instead of being fearful of an audit, or instead of being busy with getting things done because there is an audit, it is about doing the things every day in the correct way and with the right amount of energy, not wasting just your energy in multiple things that you are not going to be able to do. So it is being more smart than busy. That's what it is, being about having the maximum efficiency and discipline, of course. Then there is physical capacity, of course. If you don't have energy, if your body is not ready, if you don't have strength, what is going to happen? You are not going to achieve anything. That's what it is going to happen, because you don't have the mental stamina to withstand what it is coming. And if you are dealing with problems of health, of course, we don't have mood or humor to do anything. Finally, of course, there is emotional capacity. So those are your emotions and how you are going to approach them, how you are going to think about them, and what are you going to prime your emotions about. That's what I put a post just yesterday. It is about priming our emotions. It is not about being manipulated by the media or by the news on how you want to feel. So it is, how do you want to feel? What do you want to do? in order to expand your abilities and in order to start doing the things that elevate you in terms of doing the right things. So, this is the ability to deal with challenging situations and get the most out of your relationships. All four need to be balanced. This means developing them simultaneously with equal care and attention. Building capacity isn't something that appears overnight. Of course, no. It is something that you are working every day and you are doing in order to expand, and it is a habit. It's like working out. Of course, you are motivated, you want to go to the gym, and what happens with many people that haven't done exercise in their whole lives? They go to the gym next day, they do 2 hours, and they are in so much pain that they don't return the second day. And that's it. That's it for the good behaviors. That's it for the good habits. That's it for the new year. That's what we see also during the months of January and February many times. And by March, the same people is in the gym. The ones that are disciplined, the ones that are constant. So it is the long term. It is not the short term. It is not the shortcut. It is the habit. It is the building of the habit. If you want to build muscle, of course that you need to go every day, and that is not going to be achieved in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month. It is going to be achieved over probably 6 months, and you are going to see results in your body and a different kind of body in 6 months, more or less, if you are constant, if you are disciplined. So it is not about being desperate. It's your health. It's the way your body is going to detoxify. It's the way your brain is going to expand. It's the way you are going to release a molecule that is magical, and that this Friday I am releasing an episode on this topic of irisin. It is a molecule that is being released by your muscles while you do exercise, and it has amazing abilities. But stay tuned for Friday so that you can understand what happens when you do exercise. Building capacity is just like that. After all, achieving big goals is time and dedication. Most importantly, it means taking those small steps that will carry on to the next level and will allow you to finish and to arrive to the finish line and to your big goals. Sometimes the process takes months or years, so don't get desperate. Get motivated every day with things that you want to do. Stick at it, though that is going to be linked and attached to your dreams. So before spending time in those things, you need clarity. And to achieve clarity and to know what is your purpose, that's the spiritual pillar or the spiritual area that you need to work on. So in this context, it's about figuring out who you are and what you want. Think of it as something, as a compass that will keep you on course and ensure you are using your resources to get where you want to go. So that's the compass of your emotions also, because they are pointing you in the right direction. That's why, to answer the $1,000,000 question, how do I do that? Well, if you want to define your core values, you need to ask the right questions. This means taking time to reflect on what is important to you, not to your boss, not to your mom, not to your father, not to anyone in your family. To you, what is important to you? Ask yourself what makes you feel happy, what energizes you, and also what gets you down and what drains your energy. In other words, when you succeed and when you struggle, what is happening? when it is or what is the environment where you succeed and what is the environment where you have struggled. Whittle down that list to just 4 or 5 key concepts. These are your core values, the principle by which you want to live. That brings us to your core purpose. This is your mission of life. It combines your values, it blends your values and gives you a clear sense of where you are going. The author, for example, defines his purpose as finding a better way and sharing it. That's why he wrote the book. So, this is what motivated him to write the book. For instance, for me, doing these live sessions and doing the podcast, my mission is to help people understand what is happening inside of their bodies with science and wellness and start achieving a maximum capacity in the 5 pillars of health. That's the mission, and that's what motivates me. People that are resonating with the content and how I can help more and more people to awaken. Take a moment to examine your values and then see if you can form a sentence that represents them and the long-term direction in your life. Stick that sentence in your wall, in the roof, wherever you want to see it, or in the screen of your phone. Something that reminds you what is the direction of your life. If you struggle still to do that, try writing your own obituary. Although it seems a little macabre, it is something that you can do, imagining your death. Because when you imagine that, you are going to feel that your life has a purpose, that your life is beyond what other people are expecting, and you can do much better things when you are growing and when you are being pulled by that kind of mission. So start asking yourself, how do you want to be seen by others and by you when you pass to the next stage? That will give you clues and your core purpose. If you have updated your computer software or your mobile phone or your tablet or whatever device, electronic device, they ask you for an update of the applications. So giving those updates allows the computer, the mobile phone, or the tablet to run smoother and faster. So the same happens with you. Giving care, giving time, giving exercise, giving rest, giving the right food is what is going to update your system. Sleeping the right amount of time, which is 7 to 9 hours, all of those things are the update that you need every day. The same happens also with your brain. Working is not all the time. You need to have pauses every 50 or 1 hour of working in something so that your brain can rest and repair the system, reset, and then take a breath to continue. The more time you put into these kind of routines and habits, the more you will accomplish while spending even less energy. So the key to building this ability and capacities and expanding and elevate your life is having a growth mindset. And that's the key concept. The main quote of this book is, a growth mindset is the attitude to reject the fixed mindset and the idea that our intellectual capacity is fixed at a predetermined point, embracing the fact that it's never too late to learn new skills. And just to motivate you about that, there is a podcast. If you look for Rich Roll, he interviewed a centenarian that is a very, very thoughtful episode. He talked with a person, with a guy of 102 years old, and he was explaining how he runs marathons at his 100th birthday or 90 something years, and he still run every day, he still exercises, he still reads, he still do a lot of things to update his body, and he has a diet that is completely clean, a vegan diet. So just listen to that so that you can motivate and don't look for excuses. A growth mindset, remember, is the attitude to reject the fixed mindset and the idea that our intellectual capacity is fixed, because it is not. It is expandable, it is growing always if you want, and we have neural plasticity to do all of these pathways much, much better. And embracing the fact that it's never too late. Those are the key concepts. Thank you for paying attention, for being here. Thank you, Julie, for connecting. Have a wonderful rest of the day, afternoon, and rest of the week. And please connect on Friday so that you can listen to the full episode, because it is really, really going to be amazing, about irisin, the molecule that is going to change our lives. So thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. If you like the episode, give me a reaction, a comment, and please forward the information so that more people start waking up. Thank you. Bye.